Dr. Cass, in an earlier discussion, you were kind enough to explain to us about our adrenals and how they become taxed and how important they are. How do we support our adrenals?
I'm glad you asked, because I think we need to take care of them sooner rather than later. You don't want to wait till you're all burned out and then try to reconstruct your adrenal function. What you want to do is avoid being overly stressed in the first place. Stress happens, but you need to learn how to roll with the punches. You need to know how to take a deep breath when things are really coming at you too fast, because you're not going to be any use. If you get overwhelmed by the stress that's coming at you, you're just going to overwhelm your adrenal glands, overwhelm your brain, and you won't be able to do what you need to do
to handle. Blue cloud,
yeah,
right?
You'll just go. You know how what that happens, and that's freezing. This fight, flight, and freezing.
Okay.
And that's what animals do. A deer in the headlights. So we don't want that to happen. So what I'm saying to people, and this is what I tell my patients, what I tell my readers, very important to deal with the stress response early on. Learn how to roll with it. Do some practice, do some program like meditation, Tai Chi, yoga, preferably something with movement in it, or meditation with breathing involved, where you're actually calming your autonomic nervous system. The nervous system has the parasympathetic and the sympathetic part. The sympathetic is the fight or flight, the adrenal part. The parasympathetic is the relaxation response, where our gut is working properly, our muscles are relaxed, we don't have all this tension, our shoulders aren't up to here, but we're feeling calm, our breath is slow and regular, our heartbeat is slow and regular. Okay, that's the parasympathetic relaxation response. We want to learn how to go from the stress response to the relaxation response.
Now, can you tell me the name of 3 or 4 nutritional supplements that can be of help in this area, and so that people can go and they can look into them?
Sure. When we have adrenal stress, one of the things that we use up a lot are the B vitamins. Okay. So it's important to have a good supply of B vitamins, all the B vitamins, particularly vitamin B5, which is pantothenic acid.
Okay.
So you want the B vitamins. Magnesium gets used up in stress. What you want to make sure that you have 200 to 400 milligrams daily of magnesium to replenish what you're losing with stress. And on top of that, there are these wonderful herbal compounds called adaptogens, which help us to adapt. So they support the adrenal glands. There are adaptogens that are herbal products that come from various traditional medicines that have been used for centuries to help us restore the adrenal glands, to help regulate our adrenal hormones, our blood pressure, and our feeling of stress. There's ashwagandha, which is Ayurvedic. There's ginseng, which is generally Siberian ginseng, or eleuthero. That's the most common one that's used. Rhodiola root, also from Siberia. Mushroom, reishi mushroom, is a good adaptogen. So all of these adaptogens are very useful for helping to restore adrenal function.
Okay.
So we have that fight or flight response when we need it. And then on top of that, there's some excellent compounds like phosphatidylserine, which feeds the brain in handling the stress response, because there's also a large mental component to it. So we want to be in shape. We want to be mentally in shape, so that's meditation, visualization, the calming response. We want to do yoga, exercise, aerobics. That's a great stress reliever. You want to take adaptogens, B vitamins, along with a multivitamin, and phosphatidylserine and other compounds that will help feed the brain.
So if you take care of your adrenals, when you get home at night after a full day of whatever you do, you might be able to smile at everybody and say, "Hi, I'm glad to be here," right?
That's right. And by the way, I have some people, when I tell them when they get home, rather than a glass of wine, I'm not a big advocate of alcohol because I think people get into trouble with it. But taking a formula that has theanine, taurine, GABA, B vitamins, a bit of magnesium, it's very calming, and people have said it's like taking a glass of wine, but without the hangover.
And where might I find a formula of some sort that will do the job you're talking about?
Well, out of necessity, I invented one.
Okay.
And it's called Calm. And it has all those products that I mentioned in it. And I also have a nightly Calm with added valerian root. And a lot of people have trouble sleeping. They're stressed during the day, and then at night it's really hard to fall asleep. And we need sleep to restore us. Otherwise, the next day you're cranky, you can't think straight. So the calm product with the theanine, taurine, GABA, and so on, as well as valerian, has been very useful. People take 2 to 3 at bedtime and sleep like a baby.
Calm's the key word, right?
Calm, or nightly calm. Another product that I put together is called Energy Balance, which contains tyrosine, which is, it feeds the thyroid gland, which is one of the keys to energy in the body. And it also has some adaptogens in it. And adaptogens are what I mentioned really take care of the adrenals.
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome.